Welcome to another video. In this one, we'll show you how to limit the number of records in Salesforce bulk process. Okay, what does that all mean? So I want to use a very simple example here. So here I've got campaign and I've got 0 campaign members. So what I want to do is I want to create bulk contacts just for this example here, as campaign members. So what I've done is I've created a table. This is my campaign ID. Here I've got multiple contacts, and each contact, as I check, it will go ahead and create multiple campaign members. Now the point of the video is to limit the number of records that get created in a batch. What does that mean? For example, let's say these are my contacts here. Now, if I go ahead and select 3 of them, create campaign members, what this is going to do is going to create 3 campaign members in bulk in Salesforce. Okay, that's what it's going to do. So to give you an example here, if I go into campaign members now, you can see there are 3 that have been created. Now, let me show you where the functionality is, what actually you need to be aware of. So this is the push. And in the push here, the functionality I'm going to be talking about today is this one, this bad boy here, bulk mode, and then up to 2 records. So here technically you can do 50 at a time, and overall 1,000 is the limit. But in here, I've just put 2. What does that mean? If you go into Salesforce and head over to bulk data load jobs, if I refresh this quickly right now, what you'll find is even though I inserted 3 records, what happened is this only pushed in 1, and then the second job pushed in 2, making total of 3. So as you can see here, I've created 3 in total, but over here, the batch job has pushed 2 and then 1, in total of 3. So that's how you can limit the amount of records that are pushed per batch. Now I'm going to do this from scratch so you get a full understanding of how it works, and off you go with it really. So the first thing I've done here is I've just got a simple input field and I've pasted a campaign ID in there. That's just for my purposes more than anything else. I'm going to go ahead and delete this, delete this, and delete this. Okay, so this is my campaign. I copied this ID and just simply pasted it in here. And then in this table, I am bringing all the contacts up to 50 records. I'm saying bring all the contacts, no criteria specified, simply just full name, email, and all that shebang. And then in the interactivity, I've got one main functionality check, which is allow selection, which means I'm allowing people to select multiple records from that table. This is what that does. So that's step 2. And then step 3 is the push. Okay, so I'm going to go directly into the Salesforce push. So here I've said create campaign members, simple create. You can also do this with update, find, delete. It works the same way. Then I checked bulk mode, and then I said only push 2 records in each batch. So you could select 10 records and then it will be 5 batches of 2. So that's what that functionality does. Now in the mapping, this is the important part, because remember I'm creating in batch and I've chosen power selection here, but this functionality, if I click on this gear icon here, I have checked bulk mode. This is what you must do in order for the bulk mode to work. First, it needs to be checked under the object settings, and then under the actual field that's going to be repeated multiple times. In this case, it's going to be contact ID, because I'm going to be using to create multiple contacts as campaign members. And this is indeed a Salesforce action, which is just a trigger on user action. And what I've done is I've simply assigned it over here, Salesforce action, and that's it. This is all there is. Now, and in fact, I should change the number to actually show you how this works so we can create a brand new entry. So let's go ahead and do that. So in fact, instead of 3, instead of 2, we will say 3. So 3 records in each batch. Up to 3 records in each batch. So I'll click apply, click save, click preview. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select 5, which means that one batch should equal 3 and the other batch should equal 2. So if I click create campaign members, it's going to go ahead and run the campaign and create my campaign members. Now once it's done it, you must be, if you look in the campaign, in the integration log here, you can see there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Even though it tells you that it's done 6, and you might get confused. You could be like, well, okay, I only said 3 per push. How come it's done 6? You don't have to worry about this. What you need to look at is directly in Salesforce. If I refresh now, there'll be 2 lines created. You can see exactly how I predicted. There are 2 lines that have been created. One went for 3 and the other one for 2. And that's it. Those are the 2 key numbers. Even though we pushed in 5, so one pushed 3 and the other one pushed 2. And that is the functionality that we're referring to, which is limit the number of records in Salesforce bulk process. Now, you've got the exact article here that will give you everything that you need, because you don't want to exceed the governor limits here. And the main headline here is worth, looking at, which is when using Salesforce bulk API, Salesforce processes a push command to create, update, find, or delete records in batches of 200 records at a time. Now, over here, the final line is the important one. You can see the bulk data jobs in Salesforce. There will be entry for each bulk data batch that was pushed to Salesforce, up to 1,000 records, with a minimum number of 50 per action can be done. So you can push up to 1,000 records, but each batch is only limited up to 50 at a time. And that is all there is to this functionality.